right. All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming this evening with a message, and this message is titled, They Desire Their Own Truth. They desire their own truth. We are living in a day in which people are fully content with their own truth. And they desire to have their own truth. But I want to let you all know that the Most High Yah will leave you to your own desires of your own truth. Because you want me to tell you why I said that? I've learned that about him. In all these years, that's what I learned. You know how I used to say that he didn't bust a move? He'll let you walk in your own mess. He'll let you think your own way of thinking. He'll let you keep your own way of feeling, your own way of interpreting, your own belief. He'll leave you right there. And that's what we're going to talk about this evening. They desire their own truth. And when it's time for them to seek out truth for protection, and that's what I think is going to actually happen. Everybody's going to start running like fools, seeking out protection and wanting to know truth. But I don't think they're going to really want to know the real truth. I think they're going to want to know the truth enough to think they have it to get them out of what they're going to be in. It's not going to deliver you. It's not going to deliver you. Because once he turns you over, let me tell you, that's it. It's no turning back. So be careful out here thinking that and wanting and desiring your own truth. I know it. So many voices in the land, you don't know what to believe. You really don't. I mean, I can't say that, but I can imagine how people feel. So many voices, so many religions, so many denominations, so many interpretations, so many beliefs that people are just falling for any and everything that can soothe mostly their emotions more than anything. You know how I talk about the itchy ears? I don't think the itchy ears could override the feelings and emotions of individuals. Because I think that's what most people are seeking. They seeking to get that emotions and their feelings comfort more so than anything. They had no idea that their feelings and their emotions is a part of their enemy. Truly it is, but they have no idea of that. It's just that they want to live where they can just feel the way they feel, and their feelings count so much to them, and their emotions is on the top of the mountain, and that's how they want you to, or that's how they want to live. That's how they want to accept what people are saying. It's based on how they feel, or how they want to be comforted, pretty much. So we're going to go into this and try to speak on a little something about maybe what Yah has to say regarding their desire. They desire their own truth. What is it to live and to pass away in your own truth? Just imagine that. If you just had your own truth and you live by your own truth and you die by your own truth, what is that? What would you have after your own truth? Don't forget, you died. You passed away. You passed away in your own truth. You see? And that's exactly how it's going to end. And people, they're going to be okay. Yeah, exactly. The judgment. They're going to be okay as they know it on this side. I can't say that on the other side now. I'm going to tell you the truth. I ain't going to sit here and tell you that on the other side. So let's get into it. Let's start with Romans chapter 1, verse 24. In Romans chapter 1 and verse 24, I'm going to tell y'all something. When I went into Romans chapter 24, Romans chapter 1, period, I realized that denominations and people who say that they are who they are in the church, in the place of worship, or people who follows the King James 1611 or the King James Bible, I realized they would have to bypass Romans chapter 1. They would have to bypass Romans chapter 1 because Romans chapter 1 kick butt. It really does. And don't let the Holy Spirit lead you in it. Oh man, Romans chapter 1. I mean, it kick butt and it don't play. It tells you things and you be like, do they know that, Father God? You've been there long enough. They should have. But if they don't have me, they wouldn't. Because it takes a whole lot to go into Romans chapter 1 and ignore a lot of things. A whole lot of things. And then, like I say, don't let the Ruach pull up and give you the fullness. Let's go into Romans chapter 1 and verse 24. But to me, I really like the whole chapter of Romans chapter 1. Oh, it got a lot of mysteries in it, y'all. Paul was the first one that pulled up and explained what the gospel was. You know? And no wonder when I think about how Yeshua was speaking on it, it had to be what Paul said it was. Because Yeshua was saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heavens is at hand. And he was to preach the gospel. The gospel is the power. And the only one I've heard really nailed it was Paul. Today, 99.9 have no idea that the gospel is the power of Yah. They have no idea. Everything that the gospel is consists of, from the beginning to the end of it, is power. As Paul said. So we're going to go into something a little different, but we're going to hear some information in Romans chapter 1 and verse 24, and it covers our topic. They desire their own truth. Okay, let's see what the Most High really is going to do with this. Just like today, what we're living in today is people's own truth. People's own truth. And guess what, though? Let me tell you the strangest thing about it. Millions, thousands are following individuals' own truth. They teaching their own truth. They walking by their own truth. They're speaking their own truth. None of it holds power, y'all. None of it is spirit and truth. None of it has the light. And you know what else? They're not telling people it is the light. They're not telling people it's spirit and truth. So it's almost saying they just talking and teaching. So if they telling lies, the people following their lies on their own. You see, Yeshua told you the time gonna come where the true worshipers, I like that. I like how that rumble. The true worshipers. I wonder what did Yeshua HaMashiach meant by the true worshipers. What was all them others that have come and gone and come? What do you mean? The time is now and the time shall come when the true worshipers shall worship in spirit and in truth. You don't see that today, y'all. You really don't. It's what you see is really what you get. And if you don't have the spirit of the Most High in you, speaking to you, communicating with you, leading you and guiding you and teaching you many things, you just out here with everybody else. So let's go into Romans chapter 1, verse 24. The topic is they desire their own truth. Verse 24, Romans chapter 1 and verse 24. Wherefore Yah has gave them up to uncleanness thoughts, the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. What does it tell you? He gave them up. A lot of people don't think that could happen. A lot of people wouldn't even believe that. They wouldn't even think that the Most High would give up anybody. Because in the mindsets of people, oh, he's a loving God and he wants everyone to come back to the kingdom and he's so loving and forgiving. Oh, he's not that type of God. You see? Even if they read Romans chapter 1, they wouldn't accept that Paul told them that the gospel was the power. Yeshua said it too. But it don't matter who said it. The people still ain't going to abide by it. They abide by those who created the book itself and those who created elementary, preschool, junior high, high school, college, all of that. They would go the route that they have set for people versus going the route of spirit and truth, which Yah himself set for those that he abide in. So much for that. So it says here in verse Romans chapter 1 and verse 24, wherefore Yah also gave them up to an uncleanness thought through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. He gave them up. So when you see all this pedophile, it's a part of it too, y'all. So that's why you can have 500,000 children come out of Mexico, and nobody in this United States would open their mouth to it. You see how this people in this country support this stuff? What happened to those children? You see how they play with that? Nobody won't talk about it. Nobody won't say nothing about it. Nobody is questioning, but Yah got a way that he's going to deal with it himself. But I understand the Father. Why he ain't coming down here busting a move for nobody. Because people are doing y'all so much evil, so much wicked, so much murdering, so much hate. Why should he come down here and bust a move on something that somebody like me, a mother of 6, would look at and say, okay, but those 500, not 500, 500,000. See, a lot of y'all thought they were just letting them immigrants in. They got rich out off of those 500,000 children. And nobody bust a move. But yet, Sister Deborah would want y'all to bust a move. You see? He said the mindset is so horrible here to where it's nothing he even think or blink to come to erase. Now, if he saw them and knew that they brought those babies over here. Now, these are babies. I heard they was from babies all the way up to teenagers, young teenagers. And nobody in this country said a word. Even to this very day, you don't hear nobody. You don't hear no one preaching it in the church. You don't hear nobody teaching it, revealing it, doing something about it, fighting against it. You see what I'm saying? And everybody thinking that this creator is all for them. But yet he's standing high, low, and on every side, watching this here stuff take place. And ain't busting a move on it. Now, not just now, like today. I understand where he's coming from. I understand all this stuff where he's coming from. Because it used to be a time when I was a teenager, I used to always say, well, but you ain't doing nothing about it. He ain't gonna do nothing about it. For what? You ain't doing nothing about it. The people on your left and your right, in front of you and in back of you, your friends, your family, and your neighbors, nobody else ain't doing about it. But so why should he come down and clean up what you messed up? Because you, believe it or not, you're partaker in it, whether you know it or not. People think they being smart because they figure, well, out here, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's over there on that side. And that's how a lot of Europeans think too. We don't care about what they do to these here Judah. That's them. That's we over here on this side. It's a mindset, y'all. So what did he say? Listen to here, 24. Wherefore Yah also gave them up to the cleanness thought through the lust of their own hearts. Their own hearts. You know, the heart is their mind, and mind is their heart. Okay? To dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Did it stick with them? Could we say that it just stuck with just them, with their heart full of lust? And was it just them? No. That came out of just them, y'all. It's in babies. It's in young girls. It's in women. They didn't spread it abroad. It didn't just stay. See, y'all didn't know that when you think of what he said, they dishonor their own bodies between themselves. So he's letting you know, who is this themselves? Do y'all know who it is? A lot of y'all, they will teach and preach and tell you, oh, it's gays. No, it's men. M-E-E. Cut it right there. It ain't nobody else. That's who he's talking about. Just like in the book of Genesis chapter 6. They got away with it there too. Nobody said a word. And then he said in verse 25, who changed the truth of Yah into a lie. So you see how Sister Deborah told y'all, we come here with truth. Because if they didn't have the truth, hold on. Why is it telling you they changed it? I've been telling y'all, so much came with that breath. 99.9% of human beings on this earth had no idea that the breath that we living on went into a spirit that is within us. And that breath had detached to it truth. You see? So just think why he ain't busting no move. Woo! Look what he got invested in you and I. Truth, his breath, and he gave us an image like it to himself by giving us a spirit of our own. Look what he gave you. Truth, breath, and a spirit like unto his image of your own. So why he need to come down here and bust a move for you? And you down here busting all kind of wicked moves, but yet he should come and bust a move for you. Get things right for you. What about that truth he put in you? What about that breath he put in you? You fail to do y'all know what the breath is? It's Yah. That's his breath in you. Now your spirit is yours because he gave you an image like unto himself. He gave you your own spirit. That's what's going to stand before the judgment seat. But the breath and the truth belongs to him. But listen to this. When you get to Romans chapter, that's why I like Romans chapter 1. When you get to Romans chapter 1, verse 18, for the wrath of Yah is revealed from heavens, from where? From heavens, from where? From heavens against. Okay, now heaven's against something. Come on, pull up, Father. What is this you against? Watch this here. All ungodliness and unrighteousness of men. They forgot to put woman there, didn't they? Oh, yeah. Where is woman in there? Now watch this here. Listen to what he said. Who holds the truth in unrighteousness? You see that, y'all? We came down here with truth. Adam came down here with truth. It's what we're doing with it. You see what I'm saying? And he's telling you, they hold the truth. And what are they doing with it? In unrighteousness. Then I began to say, hold up, Father, Yah. Where you going with this? Hold up, Father, Yah. He said, read on, Deborah. Because that which may be known of Yah is manifested in them, for Yah has shown it unto them. So not only did he let you come down with truth, he even shown it to thee. Then we down here in verse 25, who changed the truth of Yah into a lie. They changed the truth into a lie. That's also showing you that we had truth when we got our tails down here. It's what you're doing with it, what you did with it. Okay, now it says into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the creator. Who is that creature? Worship and serve the creature more than the creator. Now watch this. Who is blessed forever? They would rather serve. Now watch this. So why should Yah bust a move on the things that's happening in this world? He done bust a billion, a trillion, an infinity almost move when he gave you the truth with the breath and an image of your own spirit. So why should he come down here and bust a move for what? I gave you the best of who I am. And this country been down, not this country, but this world been down here for thousands of years. And ain't now one of you busting move to get to know who created your butt. But you want me to bust a move on your time of need. Oh, please. The move was bust in the kingdom when it was written. It's in the will. So he says here in 5, and worship and serve the creature more than the creator who is blessed forever. What are we talking about? People desire their own truth. Their own truth. What do you mean, Deborah? And why would you tell them people that? Listen, if truth was in you, and all you had to do is activate it and believe and trust in it, that it is right, you trust in your flesh. You believe more in your flesh. And a lot of y'all might sit here and say, oh, no, I don't. I believe in the Most High Yah. I got the Holy Spirit. I'm this. But when you all said and done, guess what? When that time comes when you looking for him to bust a move, see if he busts a move. See, I believe that the Father will bust a move anytime, any second, any minute of those that he dwells in. But if he don't dwell in you, he ain't busting a move for you nor to you. For what? Bust a move on that truth that you came down here with, blown into me. Bust a move on that breath that I gave you that belonged to me. Bust a move on that image I gave you like unto myself. Bust a move on that. You won't be able to. Okay, so he said in verse 26, for this cause Yah gave them up unto a vile affection, for even their women did change. See, I like that. You know why I like that? It's because it shows you he was directly talking to the men all the time. More years and these watchmen and these popes and bishops and all these pastors, they will lie on Romans chapter 1. Lie like a dog. They will flip this here chapter all over the place. They'll make it about woman more than anything. I'm serious. Y'all, I've been to enough churches to tell you that's how they even teach it. When a man get up and have to teach this, let me tell you, he be cutting all kind of corners. But the truth be told, the reason why I say I like this, because it's trying to let you know she belonged to him. I keep telling y'all, a woman is not her own self. She is his sperm, people. They won't teach that like that. Because listen to this, verse 26. For this cause, Yah gave them up unto a vile affection. You know who he was talking to? Who was he talking to when he said that? Let's see if any one of y'all can say it. Verse 26. For this cause, Yah gave them up unto a vile affection. Who is them? Who is them? Anybody in the life? Who is them? Who is them? Who is them? Anybody know? Men. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. But when they preach it, they put woman in it. I'm telling y'all, I've been to many places and I watched people teach, and they never knew who was among them. But like, say for instance, I had to go somewhere. Let's say for instance, I was invited to a church. Somebody said, well, Sister Debbie, you should come to our church and visit. And I come to their church, and they be trying to, after church is over, and they be trying to introduce me to their pastor. They'll take off running. Their pastor be ducking. Because I'm going to tell y'all, one thing y'all do not understand. It's not what you see on the outside that they're running from. They know when the Spirit of Yah is residing in an individual. They know how their spirit to my spirit. See, that, remember he says not flesh and blood. So he's telling y'all screwed up. Y'all screwed up, y'all screwed out. Because if it's not flesh and blood, then what? The true battle is in the spirit. So if they're running because of my spirit, you better kick rocks. Happened to me too many times. You better kick rocks. Because that's the reality of it. And people still today don't get it. And they don't need to. Like he said, he ain't busting no move for nobody. And don't you either, Deborah. You better not bust a move either. He ain't busting no move for nobody. So here he's talking to men. He's making that statement. Now watch this here. And he says, for even their women. See, they took it and made it about women from verse 1 all the way down. And I was saying, I've heard them, y'all, too many of them preach this. They cannot stick to the protocol. First and foremost, the Ruach ain't in them. And they tries to sling everything toward woman. But in Romans chapter 1, he's strictly speaking to men. And watch what he says. He said in verse 26, for this cause Yah gave them up unto a vile affection. What does that have to do with my title? Because they desire their own truth. And their truth was they wanted to be homosexual. They wanted to be in this here Sodom and Gomorrah lifestyle. Now watch this here. And it says here, For even there, as if what? Their women. Let me break that down to y'all so you can understand where I'm coming from. Their women represent the women that they owned, that they had among them. Whether they set their tails up to be wives, that's sad. That shows you that's how they are on the download today. Same thing. The women is changing their natural use. That's what it's talking about. What do you mean your natural? You letting him do everything he wants just to keep him. That's what they talking about. Into that which is unseen. Her changing her natural use is not saying she went in the same route that they did, but if she's letting them do the same thing that they're doing to others, men, then she's in there with them. But notice he said, their women. He ain't saying women doing it like men. Nope, that's not what he said. He said they even changed the natural use in which Yah had created them into the way that pleases man. Their way. Their women, they brought that same mess that they love to please their own bodies to their own women, to where they portray things toward their women to change the natural use. That means the the way you were born from the creation. That way. Let's read what it says. Because Yah gave them up to a vow affection. See, they was giving up. They was gave up to do whatever they want to what? To their bodies. Watch this here. For even their women change their natural use into that which is against nature. See, he didn't say they changed their natural use that was like the men was loving one another. He didn't say that. He said they changed, watch this here, they changed the natural use. What is the natural use? Into that which is against the natural use. He didn't call the men and what they were doing natural use, changing the natural use. But see, they want to put woman into the homosexual lifestyle right here. And that's a lie from the pit of hell, because that's not what he's talking about. That's not what he's talking about. Because if you are what does it say? Let me get it where it says, dishonoring their own bodies between themselves. Here they go. They dishonoring their own bodies between themselves. Now let's say woman step in. Then this here husband to his wife, now he wants to portray these unnatural ways to his wife, to their women, the way they were performing to their men. And we know what that is, to get the pleasure they were getting with one another. That's how woman turned the natural use of her body into that which is not natural. Why? Because she turned it in a way that she could please men, while men was pleasing one another. Y'all ain't. All you had to do is read the book of Judge. Go into Sodom and Gomorrah. He didn't never tell you it was women. It was men and young men. Older and younger. See, nobody won't tell the truth. That's why I say, how is he going to come down and bust a move on any of us? He can't bust a move for Sister Deborah either. Because I'm with him. I'm all the way. I'm with him. Take us all out. Take us all out, Father. Because it don't make no sense. Nobody's doing nothing. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's. And I know it's going still according to his will. But he knew nobody would say nothing. When I sat there and heard Those 500,000 children they still trying to find. They know where them children are gone. Just to think about all them organs. Just think about how many children had organs. All them organs. Did y'all? I know y'all haven't. I was watching a crime story, and I thought, boy, I really wanted the Father come to end this world. When I saw that, y'all, I wanted him to come and bust a move all over the place. Now, big old clear trash bags. They had a big clear trash bag, and they threw it in front of the hospital. I think it was the emergency door. Put a sign in there, a note said, I will be bringing more. I will be bringing more. Guess what was in it? Human kidneys. And you should have seen the nurse and the doctors trying to grab these kidneys to store them so that they won't go bad. Like they just hit, they just hit how would I say it? The lottery. They were gathering, y'all should have seen how they were videoing them nurses and doctors, them gathering all those organs, those kidneys. And they showing it to you on TV. And inside, a lady said that it said a note that he will be bringing more. Fresh kidneys. He going around killing all people, taking their kidneys, bringing them to the hospital. So the hospital can store them, so they can stay fresh. They ain't even trying to catch this person. And I'm like saying, Father, forgive me from asking you to bust a move. Woo! Only move I want you to bust is to bust this world out of here. When I saw that, I was like, it's just, oh, Father. And then they're excited because he said he's going to bring them more. These kidneys belong to somebody, people. This man had to have killed these people to get these fresh kidneys. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It was probably about 50 or 60 pairs, two together, kidneys. And they showing it to you. The bloody bag and pulling it out and excited about it. And I'm like saying, do they know he had to have killed somebody to get those? He dropped the bag right in the emergency front, the emergency door. And they excited about it. And they grabbing them and collecting them and making sure they putting them in the right, bag. And I'm saying that's sad. All of them shouldn't been locked up in jail, because that's somebody's life. For you to take somebody's kidneys like that and they fresh, you done killed somebody. And y'all sitting here thinking it's okay because it gives y'all probably $100, probably $200,000 per kidney. That's what they looking at. They looking at that dollar sign. They ain't looking at the fact that they done killed all these people. Y'all, they had that on. That's actually for real. And it's amazing to me to see how they react. So here he said in verse 26 of Romans, for this cause Yah gave them up unto a veil of affection. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman. Now, y'all see that? Do y'all don't see it, do you? Y'all don't see it. It actually, when they was trying to crook this, it told on them. And none of y'all could even see it. Y'all couldn't even see it. It made them show you how they rewrote it. They said they turned about in verse 27 and rewrote what they were saying from 20 on down. They rewrote and likewise, which means likewise, you already told on yourself. Woman came after you and told on yourself. Now you finna say likewise the men also leaving the natural use. Why? It's showing you that it was the natural use women chose. Their natural use was the way a woman and a man was sexual entangled with each other. Okay? And it's saying the men even, listen, likewise also the men leaving the natural use. See, y'all missed it because the way they preach it in the church, see, the women was gay too. That's what they talking about. That natural use didn't have nothing to do with no gay. That ain't have nothing to do with no lesbian, no homosexual. It has to do with the natural of what they were created to do and to do with a man. They let a man, because he was trying to get pleasure to one another, male and male, to women became they targets of doing things to them that wasn't natural. And they told on themselves in verse 27. And likewise, also the men leaving the natural. See, the natural is not a homosexual. It's not a lesbian. It's the natural born creation of her body that Yah had created her. The way him and her are supposed to interact. He's telling you leaving the natural use of the woman, burning in their lust one toward another. He just told you the men messed it up. Even the women, they messed up. You see, he's telling you that they took that same homosexual thing, man on man, they took it in the bedroom with the woman and practiced the natural things, the things that was unnatural on the woman. And even when they were done with using her that way, they turned from the natural use of a woman and went right back to the men. That's what he's telling you. That's it. That's sad that nobody would get that. It's sad, but it's okay. Like I say, if he ain't coming to bust a movie, don't mean no move don't need to be bust. Hell is gonna be bust wide open. That's all I can say about that. Because that there just told you all that time they been lying. Just like in Genesis chapter 6, it was about men all the time. Okay, so here, when I get to James, in the book of James chapter 1 and verse 22, Yah is actually wanting you to understand that he is not going to cater to their truth. Many of you all are going to and fro on this earth thinking that it's okay to run to and fro, trying to see where you can go where people are catering to your emotions and your feelings and your personal opinion and your wisdom in your flesh, in your knowledge in your flesh, in your understanding in your flesh, in your personal opinion regarding the things which are spirit and truth. Spirit and truth is spirit. So all of your flesh desires and ways is out of it. Okay? It's out. Just like he said, he gave them up. I like that. You want your own truth? He already gave your tail up. You want your own truth? You probably most likely is already given up. He done gave your butt up as well. Because he's not going to cater to your truth. You either get in line with his truth or get your tail somewhere and sit down out of his face. And those that serve him. Okay, James chapter 1, verse 22. But be ye doers of the word. You see that word? Doers of that word. Doer. Why do he want you to be a doer? Watch this here. And not a hearer only, but a doer. Why? Deceiving your own self. See, I told you. Because that's what people do, y'all. They walk around here and they want you to bow down to their own truth. And they know they don't know truth. They don't care about not knowing. Do y'all know that? Cain, what did he say to Cain? All you had to do is do what he did. I mean, like do he told him, all you had to do was do this, and wouldn't you have gotten the same treatment? You see? Because one thing y'all don't understand, and many of y'all don't know this, that truth came with the breath. It's just what you did with it. So here it is in James chapter 1, verse 22. But be ye doer of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own self. You're deceiving your own self. Because you think it's about just you walking around here hearing. Oh, let me get on YouTube. Who's teaching? Who's speaking? People have been following people. You know what? I sat back and watched how people will follow people for years. And they don't have to give them not one plate of spirit and truth. They don't have to shine no light bright. All they have to do is just talk. And they got people following them by great numbers. No spirit and truth. No word. People should be tired of words. That's why they still going to and fro. Because they don't know what to look for. And they settle for the words. But look at James chapter 1 and verse 22. But be ye doer of the word. No one ever done, did it ever done on you all? You notice it saying W-O-R-D? You don't get it, do you? You really don't get it, do you? Notice it saying W-O-R-D. It said, be ye doers of what Yah say unto thee. He is the word. This book is words. He is word. This book is words. He is the word. This book is words. Okay? What did he say? Once you receive his power, once you receive the Holy Spirit, you shall have power. He didn't say once you receive these words, you're going to have power. But once you receive the word, now you got power. See, the world didn't taught y'all from the back door, and that's where you're still stuck at. Because your heart is there. Your mind, your comprehension level is there. It's stuck there. You love that back porch. And he says here, and not hearers only, deceiving your own self. What is that hearer? He that have an ear, hear it. This thing, what did he tell you? How did he say it comes? How did he say it come? Anybody in the live? He said it comes by what? Hearing the word, W-O-R-D. Not it comes by hearing the words, the stories in the book. And this right here in James chapter 1 and verse 22, he broke it down. And then he let me tell you what he did. And then he snatched it away and said, tell him again, desire your own truth. Where did he say that at? Right here. Deceiving your own self. Why you put that in there? Take a look at that, y'all. Take a look at that. Verse 22. But be ye doers of the word. There goes spiritual. He is the word. Do what he tell you to do. So it's spiritual. He telling you this in your spirit to his spirit, what to do. So he said, be ye doers of the word. Now watch this here. And not hearers only. It comes by hearing. That's spiritual. He that has an ear, let him hear. That's spiritual. Now listen to where it's going to go now, y'all. Just listen. Now it's finna go on the deep end. You're just out here deceiving yourself, your own self. You see? I like that. I mean, who could come up with something like that? He's going to first tell you what don't be, don't, but be ye doers of the word. Why ain't no S on there if it mean a book? Then he turned you around and said, and not hearers only. He's talking to a spiritual person that has his spirit. He ain't talking to you. When he started to talk to you, it's because he said, you want to pretend you, me, I'm in you and you in me. But let me tell you, deceiving your own self. How about that? You're just deceiving your own self. And I'm like saying, where did that come from? Who you don't do? There were those who trying to pretend they doers, those who trying to pretend of the word, those who trying to pretend they're hearers. They have the ear to hear. That's who I'm speaking to. Because I'm like, who would write something like that? He's telling them two things in the spirit. And then it switched out, straight out, deceiving your own self. How did you get there? See, you have to really be careful to really understand spirit and truth. Because we're running into all kind of brick walls. And people seem to enjoy it. Yeah, they get a kick out of it. Running into all kind of brick walls. So that example, highlight that. Highlight it. Just like they said, women in Romans 1, women turned to natural use into that which it was unnatural in a sense. That's what it said. Then it said even their men did the same thing to their women. Didn't use the natural of how women were. They got away from the natural to turn into one another, men on men. What was the natural? The way Yah intended for men and women to get together. You see? Women let them mess their whole mind frame up. And their bodies. And like I tell you women, let me tell y'all, let me say something to y'all. A lot of women run around here and they want to have the biggest rear end. They want to be, it has gotten so bad to even the elders. I mean, like 60 and 70 and 80. Everybody running around here trying to chase the rear end, trying to get their rear end as big as they can get it. I had to take care of my ex-husband's grandmother. And he told me his grandmother used to be really heavy. When I was taking care of her, she was about 110. But when I had to take care of her and clean her, so much stuff flops and have to clean. And who gonna clean that stuff up? That stuff held up for a certain length of time. And it's going to fall. And I mean, when I say that, I mean you have to, you can leave stuff all in folds and everything. That's how bad it is. It was a sight that I had never seen in my life. I ain't never seen nothing like that. But I learned that this is what happens to where when you're heavy. And she wasn't like her legs, so I knew it was her back end that was more heavier than anything. So while these women are running around here wanting the attention of men just to look, and they don't understand, all they doing is looking at your rear end. That's not telling them who you are. It's not, because your rear end is hanging out on the highway. That don't say you pretty. That don't say you smart. That don't say you intelligent. That just say that they eyes. It's you giving their eyes something to lust. And I know 99.9 of Judah women is good for that. They don't care. They just need him to look. And I sit there and I said, these people just don't understand. When it's time for your health and you have to run, how you gonna carry all that? But in this day, nobody cares about it. And this is what I tell them. While you getting your weight out of control and your health out of control, thinking somebody looking at your rear end, that same one looking at your rear end, hear me now, hear me, is the same one that's messing with these babies. And messing with little boys. So you see how you making your rear end, not taking care of yourself, going to get you a BBL and all this so much, but most of them ain't got a BBL. They just out trying to make sure that they can, and I sit back and see them, y'all, young women and older, when they push it, they pushing the cart. They leaning because they can't even hold what's on the back of them. If he had to take you anywhere, it would be only somewhere for you to eat to get bigger and bigger. And to be a trophy, because he know that only thing the men gonna be looking at is one thing. And any man has a mindset like that. They gone already. Let me tell you why. Exactly right here in Romans chapter 1 said the same thing. Even their women allow them to take the natural use of what they was created into that which is unnatural, just to give them that quick pleasure. And when you finish running around here, not giving a rat's behind, figured, hey, I just need somebody to look at me. I just want them to look. I want to be able to draw, because I see it is out of control, y'all. It is an epidemic, y'all. It is out of control. Y'all did not create us to think that our culture is about having a big rear end. Want me to tell you something else about it? Over in Africa, they got a mean dance. And that dance is about that shaking, that being able to pop that rear end. But you look at the standards of their legs, their thighs rubbing on each other like this here. The legs has nothing shaped to it but flat. 99.9 of these women that just let themselves go in this area because they think that this is what men want. The men of Judah would turn around and tell you that they like your hair natural, but they would go out there and make sure they get any and everybody that's wearing a long weave. When I was staying in Georgia and I heard that story so much from women, I said, well, that's on y'all. Y'all didn't even change your natural use, thinking you pleasing them. You're not pleasing him. You're not. Because while you think you pleasing him, he's over here messing with little babies and little boys. He's over here messing with men. That's why they do it. Because exactly what it says in Romans. You turn your whole body over to the pleasure of him. He used your body out of the order of natural. And when he done, what did he say? Let me show you exactly what. Let me show you what he said that he did. I got to show you that. Because I got to show you what he said. And watch this here. And likewise, the men leaving the natural use of the woman. Watch this here. Okay, he left the natural use of the woman, right? Listen to this very careful, y'all. Listen to this. Burned in their lust, one toward another. Men with men. See? Wait a minute. After he got the women to take to tear up or mess up their natural use. He used them to flip their natural use. And then what he tell you? Burned in their lust one toward another, men with men. That's why they don't teach you, y'all. You will never hear them teach you. They'll never preach it. It's so many things they will never teach you all. And I don't blame them. Because since women wants to hear the lie, they're going to live and die the lie. And they're going to find out that ain't nothing left but the fire. Ain't nothing left but the fire. But it's going back to the topic. They desire their own truth. You can't tell them nothing. But I had experienced that really with my ex-husband's mother. When I got her out of her house on the floor on a baby mattress. Okay. And she had used the bathroom dead winter, January. No, it was January. It was December because Christmas, it had snow all on the ground. They had the window up and had her in like a closet. But the closet was like, it was a room, but it was like a little office. But it was just a enough space to put a baby mattress in a little more space. Do you know they had her on a baby mattress and she had used the bathroom all over and they had her laying there? That's their grandmama. I wrapped her up and we got her out. Took her and took care of her. Brought her to my house. And it was a job. It was a job. She did not want to get in the tub. At all. Not at all. She fought all the way. But I won't have it no other way. So I'm just still saying, just even her seeing how that body caves in. And your body's going to have to still handle that. You're going to have to walk. I know a lot of people say when I cross that bridge, when I get to it, but let me tell y'all, if he didn't create your rear end to be a trophy, why are you running around here trying to make it a trophy to the lust in the eyes of men that's running to men? Because that's what he tells me. Woo! You told it a long time ago, Father, and he don't even care. They don't even care. So see why he ain't got no business busting no move on nobody? Because people don't care. They don't care. They'd rather have a man to look at them one time and make their whole year. That's all it's all about. That's all it's all about. And even those who have gotten a little weight, they got overweight. Because it's like, oh, the bigger, and in their mind, they sold themselves that over and over and over. Let's say, for instance, if 3 days, I ain't gonna say 3 days because I know it ain't gonna be 3 days. Let's say, for instance, the power go out. Oh, yeah. And you have to run or you have to get up and go. You can go like everybody else. A lot of them cannot move, y'all. A lot of them. And I know a lot of y'all saying, Sister Debbie, I'm talking truth because I just gave it to you even in Romans. How that was a long time ago, y'all. Look what the minds of the women are today. And the men are in the same state of mind. So a lot of y'all be hooping and hollering, talking about, oh, these gays, and there's so many gays and LBGTPR, whatever they are. When you finish, baby, it was way back in wait a minute, hold up. That was way back in Roman. Way back in what? Sodom and Gomorrah. Way back in the book of Judges. What are y'all talking about today? You see what I'm saying? They ain't gonna ever preach that to y'all. They ain't gonna, because it's about MEN. They ain't gonna never tell you the truth. I understand what he means in Isaiah 3:25. Your men, he telling the women, your men is gonna die in the war, and your mighty ones, the ones that they tough and bad, they gonna die by the sword. And I know a lot of y'all think, they can't do that. They can't, no, Matthews. Let's go to Matthew chapter 7. No, that ain't gonna happen. He be going to Mount Zion. How you gonna walk to Mount Zion? You better hope that right hand is gonna be lifting you and taking you there, because your ankles ain't gonna hold. See, I'm telling you, people just don't understand. Even when he said, "Come out of her," the ways that has messed your mind up to think that this is what's good. Everybody focused so much on their flesh. They think their flesh is the answer. And y'all sit and let them do it. They don't even care if it's their health. They don't care. So here in Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21, and it reads, Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21. Yah was cutting them loose. Tell them, Deborah, you better tell them again. You better tell them again. He was cutting them loose then. So don't think you can play with him and think that your butt can't get cut loose. Because you can. And even me. He said, you bring that mess to my temple, Deborah. I'll take you out. So when we get to Matthew chapter 7, verse 21, it reads, not everyone that said unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. What? But he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven. I like that. Because you see how he divided himself? He divided the will of his Father that's in heaven. Now, who is this he talking about that's in heaven if he's the Father on earth? Why is he telling you the Father's in heaven if Yeshua saying this here? If he was on the earth? Because what did he say? Not everyone that said unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven. So that goes back. Your desires of your own truth don't mean a rat's behind. It ain't entering into no kingdom. So you can be the one that said, Lord, Lord, and think, I'm going in. I don't care what he say. I know I'm going to Mount Zion. I know I got my ticket. I sit back and I think about people who think that because they speak in tongues or because they got the Holy Ghost, that they are going to, they're saved. Do you know that? They don't correct their evil ways. They don't correct and they don't, I mean, what I mean is they don't see Yah outside of speaking in tongues and shouting and speaking in tongues. They have no idea that's to the flesh. It's to the flesh. There's a tongue that you speak with Yah, that spirit. And then there's a tongue that you speak in the place of worship. That tongue goes up to the kingdom to where it brings blessings down. But your tongue of your own, going back to the name of the topic, desiring thy own truth. You hooping and hollering and dancing and speaking in tongue, and you're thinking that that's said you got salvation, that you've been redeemed. You want me to tell you how messed up from the floor up that is? Here you go, looking at a sister that can interpret the tongues. I can't interpret the tongues that's in the closet. The closet is the spiritual tongue that goes in the closet between your spirit and Yah's spirit. I can't interpret that. But you pull up at a place of worship. You be subject to have one person out of 100 that's out here shouting and speaking in tongues. That's speaking praise to the Most High Yah. That praise may come down. That's just how sad it is. And because they don't allow the interpreter to take their places. Why you say that? Because in all places where the tongues are being spoken, you should have always an interpreter. If you don't have an interpreter, y'all sit all of y'all tails down. Why? Because the majority of them there speaking in tongue is speaking Satan tongue and flesh tongue out of emotions. That's why it's important to make sure you got y'all's gift of interpreting. That person that has that gift. See, they don't want none of the gifts from the kingdom to enter into them churches, y'all. Oh, no. They make up their own. That's going back to this topic. Desire their own truth. They make up their own gifts. They set their own pace. They make it the way they want to make it. And that's the only way they're going to let you come in. So here in Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21, not everyone that said unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of not mine, but my Father. Y'all better check that. You see? Do it. The will of my Father. You see? And I'm going to say something to you all, each and every last one of you. A lot of you all don't understand because you don't seek understanding from the understander who holds under all understanding, which is the Father. When he's in you, he will teach you these things. Okay? And what if Yah has someone teaching spirit and truth and carrying the light, and you see the light, you see that they are speaking spirit and truth, and they're feeding your spirit. You support them. Why? Because he gonna let you come in because you are supporting the one that he sent, his servant. You see? That's how that rumble. But what people would do, people won't even be teaching spirit and truth. People won't be showing the light that's in the midst of darkness or be the light that's set up on a hill. They just be running their mouths and they got full support. You see? But it's like it was. It's what it is. It was like that in the biblical time. That's why all the disciples and the apostles and many of the men of the servants of the Most High Yah, that's why they were murdered. They got the opposite of giving. They got their life taken. See, people don't get that. See, they get the opposite. So I said, okay, but you said he that give a prophet a drink of water. He's just telling you just the basic received a reward in the kingdom. They don't believe that. They don't believe that. But they will believe everything someone else is saying. Why is he telling you that? Now, listen to this, y'all. I'm going to show y'all what y'all don't understand. If he say to me, if I give his prophet a drink of water, I will receive a prophet reward. That's eternal life, y'all. You see how dumb people are? Do you see how dumb the people are? So I understand what he said when he said, those that say, Lord, Lord, they ain't going nowhere, Deborah. It makes a lot of sense to me. I don't blame him. He said, it was at Matthew chapter 7 in verse 21, everyone that said, Lord, Lord, Deborah, they ain't going into no kingdom. And I believe that. Because people will support everything else. Porno, going to the movies, eating out in restaurants, all the stuff to the flesh, they will support. Every bill they pay is to your flesh. They would pay them, they support. But they wouldn't give $1 to the one that's feeding their spirit. That's how sick this world is. So you sitting here trying to get me to bust a move, Deborah. You see that? Yeah, Father, I see it. I'm sorry. I ain't going to ask you to bust a move. Unless it's me. Unless it come to me. I ain't going to ask you to bust a move, you know. sickness. And instead, they killed them, tormented them, beat them, put them in prison. The servants of the Most High God. So they got the opposite treatment. So this is why he said, if you give unto them, you're going to be. See, and let me show you how ignorant people are. Let me show you how dumb and ignorant people are. If he said that you're going to be rewarded in the kingdom, do you know what that is? You're going to be getting rewards, and you already got, you're going to gain eternal. No one would ever think that, because they won't preach that like that. They won't preach it in the way that Yah created it. He ain't saying it to be lying. He's letting you know, do mine's right. You coming in right with them. That's what he's saying. But you can't get people to understand that. They so busy thinking you want something that they have. That's that hate. You remember the two hates in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15? That's created to hate like that. They hate so bad to where they make sure they do the opposite of what y'all say. Like Cain and Abel. That was our first example. You see? So let's go to Luke. Let's go to Luke chapter 6 and verse 47. But I like him saying that because it makes a lot of sense, as far as just kind of give you that form of comfort. Don't feel bad. Because those that come running talking about, Lord, you better get out of my face. You ain't got no place in no kingdom. Get on somewhere and sit down. That's really what he's saying, y'all. Tell you the truth. Shame the devil. But no, they ain't going to preach it like that. They ain't going to teach it like that. Because they ain't going to ever teach spirit and truth. They ain't going to tell the truth about anything. Okay, let's go to Luke chapter 6 and verse 47. Luke chapter 6 and verse 47. Luke chapter 6 and verse 47. Whosoever come to me and heareth my saying and doeth them, I will show you whom he is like. Let's go over that. Whosoever, I think I might have to go. No. Okay. Whosoever cometh to me and heareth, there go that, he that has an ear, heareth my saying. There go the word. He said, he that has an ear, let him hear what thus said the Most High Yah. He is saying something. He's speaking his word. So he that has an ear, hear the saying of Yah's word. Now watch this here. And do it them. See, somewhere what we're talking about is, I keep seeing myself falling into this. He's like saying, Deborah, it's not just if you hear it and you don't do it. It's if you hear it and I'm in you and I'm teaching you and you hearing it, be about what you hear. Be about what you hear. And then he says, I will show you to whom he is like. You see? You got to be about having the ear to hear what the word of Yah is saying, and then doing what you hear him say. You got, in me, I can't see, why can't people hear Yah? Why can't you hear him when he say go left? Why you can't hear him when he say go right? Why you can't hear him when he say give? Why you can't hear him when he say speak to this person? What is he in you or is he not? And I'm telling you, if he's in here, in you, you're gonna hear him. And when you hear him, you're gonna do what he say. Not try to tell him what to do. And that's what the world is like. Like right now, a lot of people are talking about discern. Why the rats behind y'all talking about the CERN being closed down? Who gives a rat's behind? When they setting your tail up so bad, and all you can be concerned about is they a homemade robot. You think y'all worried about that? I would be more concerned about allowing someone to know something about the Father. Right about now, y'all, I'm for real. I would want to know or talk to somebody about the Most High Yah. We are not in that day like no other. Mean a horrible day for you to be concerned about them. They turned CERN off. They turned the CERN off. I think it's called CERN. CERN. They turned it off. Who gives a rat's behind? People who are out there. And do you know it's a lot of people who call themselves holier than thou. And on these devil platforms teaching you all. I'm telling you, people are desiring the truth, their own truth, and they walking in it. So let's go to which one is this? Let's go to Proverbs 28. Proverbs 28. In Proverbs 28 and 26, let's see what's going on here. Proverbs 28 and verse 26. And it reads, whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wicked shall be shown before the whole congregation. Ooh, what was that going on? Wait a minute, let me make sure. No, I got the wrong 28. I'm on the wrong place. Proverbs 28 and verse 26. He that trusts in his own heart. You see? Desiring your own truth. Listen to this. He that trusts in his own heart is a fool. So you run around here and you hear Sister Deborah say, you're a live a fool, die a fool. You see it's in your study guide. Heart is a fool, but whosoever walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. Wisely is wisdom. And it's not the world wisdom that the world teaches. It's the wisdom of the Spirit. Okay? Listen to what it says again. He that trusts in his own heart. His heart is what? His own mind. That's where I'm at, y'all. That's where I'm at. There are so many people have that they desire is their own truth. They trust in that. And they don't care about. And don't get with people. Women, do not detach yourself to these men that are not men of the Most High Yah. Men that are not giving Yah the prompts, putting Yah on the highest pedestal. And if you run up on these men and don't if they ain't talking about the Most High Yah more than you, leave them alone. Don't get entangled. We are in the midnight hour. Now, if you're already married, that's a different thing. Totally different. Because you're in for the long haul already. But I'm saying, don't go out here seeking, thinking you're going to find something that's going to be so into you. It's over. Let me say that again. It is over. Okay? If he come talking about your Most High Yah, stay in tune with him. Stay in tune with him. You hear what I say? In tune with him. In tune mean y'all oneness in it. But make sure he give y'all all the glory every time. And he put the Most High above you. If a man don't put the Most High above you, you ain't got no business with him. We in the midnight hour. It's time to get up out of here. And if you don't have a man that's falling out of Yah's own heart, Get your tail somewhere and sit down. Sit down. And verse 26, we in Proverbs chapter 28 and verse 26. He that trusts in his own heart is a fool. His own heart is a fool. His own heart is a fool. My title, they desire their own truth. These are those who trust in their own self. But what does he say? But whosoever walk wisely. Now, if you find a woman that's wise and wisely, you see, and she's about the Most High Yah, you better hang in there. We're in the midnight hour. You better hang in there. He shall be delivered. So it ain't it. I really will. I'm saying this. I say this to any and everybody. If you got someone that you and the individuals, y'all able to work with each other or whatever, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. But don't go out here looking for this leftover out here. You see, anything out here, it has to have Yah first. That's all I can say. They got to put Yah first, men and women. All this other bull crap, and it ain't no such thing. You want him to want you, because in that state you want him to want your flesh. No, you want him to want Yah, because your flesh ain't gonna leave your tail out here in this dark. Your flesh ain't the light. You need somebody that's going to be there with you through these dark and evil days, y'all. That's going to lead you to the light. That's going to walk with you in the light. That's going to sit down and y'all going to be able to talk about spirit and truth and trust in Yah. Y'all going to be, hey, and when it's time, all hell hit loose, guess what? Y'all going to be together. Y'all going to be hanging in there because y'all going to have the same mind in Yah. Y'all both going to be hearers of the word. And then you're going to be the doers. Don't go out in the streets trying to get these men in the prison. These women out here that's out here just having all babies and not doing anything and smoking all kind of things and cursing and acting a fool. Leave them to themselves. What was said in Matthew chapter 7 and 21? Everybody that say, Lord, Lord, David, they ain't pulling up in this heaven. See? He's down on earth telling you ain't bringing your tails up to no kingdom. See? And y'all think everybody going. That's sad. It's sad. Because that's how people's mind is. They think everybody is going to just pull up. Let's go to Proverbs 16. No, let's go Proverbs 21 and verse 2. In Proverbs 21 and verse 2, every way of a man is right in his own eyes. There I go again. And this in here is speaking male and female. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes. When did the flesh become right? Ain't no good in our flesh. So how do it hold right, which is righteous? But that's how people take people to be. In such a time as this, all this chaos going on and everybody take everything the wrong way. Like I say, everybody at the back door, in the crawl space. And it says here in Proverbs 21 and 2, every way of a man is right in his own eyes. In his own eyes is in his flesh. He see everything. Not he, but he and she see everything their way to be right. Everything, I know I'm right. I know I'm holy. I know I'm this. But listen to what it said. He turneth it whatsoever he will. That's sad. No. We got to go back. Let's go back. I think I did something wrong here. 21, I'm in the wrong verse. In verse 2, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but Yah ponder the heart. What is ponder? Measure, carefully weigh. He ponder the heart. let's get a better and a clearer understanding. Proverbs 16 and 2. Proverbs 16 and 2. So you can get a better understanding of what is actually happening. In Proverbs 16 and 2, it says, all the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. There we go again. And this man is male and female in their own eyes. Do you know people are battling and losing their life, not their living, their breath, their body dying for the stupidest things that I have ever heard of. Someone losing their living. These little girls, these babies, they're going out of here, daddy killing them, mama killing them. They're killing their grandparents, they're killing their parents. They're killing, men are killing their own brothers and their friends and their community. I mean, just so much is going on. And guess what's taking place? Full denial, as if nobody sees anything going on. That's why it's nothing being done. And you know what? Y'all gonna let it stay that way. I just say to you all, keep catering this stuff and not see nothing wrong with it. The same thing you don't see nothing wrong with that you cater, that you say, hey, that's him, that ain't me, that is pulling up, baby. It's going to pull up on you. Because when y'all say he going to try us by the fire, he mean that. So when that time come, your butt get tried by that fire, we're going to see how long you stand. Okay? Okay? So don't think your mess don't stink. Okay? So here in Proverbs 16 and verse 2, all the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. But watch this here. But Yahweh, the spirits. The spirits. What is he saying? I tell him, Deborah, I don't care how you think you right in your own eyes. You's a fool. But them spirits that got a hold of you, that's what I weigh. He weds the spirit. Going back to telling y'all again, you can make that flesh feel like you on high on a hog, or you on the Empire State Building. Don't mean the rest behind. You can sit and tell your flesh that you're righteous and you upright and you holy and you know you got to keep to the kingdom. Too many people are doing their flesh like that, y'all. And they ain't doing it because they just doing it. They doing it because it's the end. We're falling in the end. And let me say something that's very important to each and every last one of you. The end don't mean it's your end. You, Sister Deborah, can go at any time. You can go at any time. Don't think that you're going to be staying here waiting for the end. Do y'all know that's a mentality of many of you all? And many of them. Everybody sitting here, and I'm not like that, y'all. I'm not waiting for Mount Zion. And like I said, if I don't go to Mount Zion, I'll see you on the other side. And I can guarantee you I ain't going to be in no lake of fire. But I see you on the other side. Because everybody's mindset, and I ain't going to sit and lie about it. A lot, most of the people, mindset is, I'm going to be ready so I can get to Mount Zion. No matter what happened on the earth, I'm going to Mount Zion. Baby, who told you? Wait a minute, hold up. When did you get the book and know your day out of here? He said, be ready. Be ready. That's the main thing the New Testament kept telling people. Be ready. Be found doing. Doing what? What is right. What is pleasing in the eyes of Yah. Oh, they ain't caring about that though, Father. Deborah, you know I know that. But I'm just still saying. Be found doing the things which are right and pleasing to him that is righteous, that decided to come in you so that you can be something he claimed as his servant. So also, I say that, I appreciate each and everybody in the live chat. And I say again that all of this message was about People desiring their own truth. They want to believe their own truth. They won't have it no other way. You're going to have a very hard time, people, trying to get the real truth out. A very hard time. But don't give up, because it's only for certain ones. You get it? So it ain't that the truth is for the world. Always remember that. The truth, it's not for the world. So that's where they're going to give you the hard time. You're going to think that people should want it. You're going to think that people should desire it. Even when, you know what it said in Revelation? No matter what those plagues happen in Revelation, he said they still are not going to turn. And I was like, that's what you mean. You're not here to think you can make the crooked straight. You're not here to think you can convince someone that, they should hear spirit and truth and the light. No, it's over, Deborah. It's really over. You're here to just bring light out of darkness. Speak spirit and truth. They speak in their truth, which is a lie and deception. Why can't Yah have his to speak his truth? That's how foolish people are. They don't want Yah to say anything, but they want the world to be able to teach and preach what they've been lying to you all about. They truth. Well, that's what Sister Deborah is here for. That's why you're here, to represent the Most High Yah in his truth. Sister Deborah would like to say, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I hope that you got something out of it. And I also appreciate everyone who did give to Sister Deborah's vacation that she's going to be taking. I appreciate it. And I say, I love you for it. I really do. I thank you for it. And it's not the love of what they claim my father is. It's the love that we call ourselves having, the way we know how we appreciate here on the earth. But I do. I want to thank each and every last one of you who did. I do. So I, Sister Deborah, will say unto you, I am out. And I'll be back again. Shalom and shalom.